Here with Kelly. She is the manager of Alliance. And you're here taking care of everything for the guys at TI3, right?
Yeah, I am.
How long have you been doing this?
Unofficially since before they were signed, and officially maybe from like G1 League. So it's a pretty good team to manage because they are really easy to manage compared to other teams, I would say.
How do you go from the unofficial manager to the official manager? Do you just like hire me? Is that how it works, or was it difficult?
To be very honest, I actually asked to be hired since early this year, but the owner said no, and because he didn't feel that the team needed a manager at that point of time. But during G1 League, I actually went to G1 to surprise Loda, and I started translating for them, and then I'm friends with most of the guys. And after G1, they just realized that like having a manager was actually great, which I honestly think, whether it was me or not, I just wanted them to have a manager. So after G1, the guys asked Loda to ask, Alex, okay? So anyway, the cat's out of the bag anyway. They asked Alex if they could hire me, and I had a talk with Alex about priorities and stuff, and in the end, he decided to hire me. And I mean, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't really want to be a manager at that point of time because I just got a new job, which was pretty good in Singapore. But the team kind of like tricked me into doing it, like saying like, please come on until at least TI3, blah, blah, blah. We really need a manager and there's no one else that we can really find. So I said, okay.
And how is it? Do you enjoy doing it?
That's a very tough question because sometimes I enjoy doing it a lot because it's good to see them like happy and everything, but it's hard because I'm very close with the team, and as a manager you need to be really strict, and I try to be that, and so I use different strategies, like I nag at them rather than...
How do you manage your boyfriend? Like, don't you guys fight over stuff? Like, I mean, from what I think, in that situation, isn't that just really difficult? Like, how do you even make that work?
That's probably like the hardest part of the job because Loda is like maybe the most difficult player in the team to manage just because he has like his own way of thinking, and ultimately both of us want the best for the team, but for him he thinks about it as a player. So in the past like 2 to 3 months we have like this weekly fight about the way the management is and everything. Like all in all, our higher management is actually pretty good. They take care of us really well, but there are things that sometimes are really slow and he gets impatient and stuff. So I try to explain to him about the corporate structure of like traditional, video games company and stuff. And he's come to like view everything as more business-like now rather than just a player. So it's really hard. I don't want to say anything in case he watches this interview, which I know he will. So.
Yeah, you guys must have a pretty good relationship to be able to handle this kind of thing. Are you worried that it's going to put a strain and you guys are going to fight too much or anything like that, or?
Not at all, because we fight a lot about other things, but to be honest, we don't really fight a lot about anything in our relationship. We try to be, like, everyone in the team is very open to each other compared to, I think we are like the most open team and the closest team compared to other teams. And I've known him for like 8 years, so I know how to manhandle him pretty well.
Okay, all right. Who would you say is the easiest to manage out of everyone on Alliance?
I would say Ake and S4.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly because they are pretty passive and they basically let Loda handle most of the management things, and they try not to be involved in most of it. Sometimes they whine a little bit, and one of the things that is like hard to do is when we have like conflicts. So we started to do like this intervention family meeting thing, like
I know how those go.
Yeah. But it works out really well for us because the best thing is that we are very open with each other. When there's something going on, we just talk about it. We don't fight. We don't like bitch about each other and stuff like that. It's really good.
How do you guys feel going into this tournament? I mean, you guys are doing okay thus far. You're 3-1, and it seems to be, going fine. What's the goal, and how good do you feel?
The thing is, okay, the worst thing about coming to this tournament is that, if I'm allowed to say it, is that we are the favorites to kind of win it, and that's like kind of bad in a way because there's a lot of pressure on that. We don't want to disappoint our fans. The good thing is that my team doesn't really think about the money. They just want to win, just to prove that they are working very hard. Not that they're the best.
Come on, they gotta think about the money a little bit.
Yeah,
little bit.
Little bit, but to be very, like, I'm completely honest here, like, they really don't think about the money at all. It's more about, like, to them, winning it is more important than the money. Because we have been winning a lot recently, to be honest, and a lot of teams or fans or community feels that we don't deserve it. And
who feels you don't deserve it? If you win tournaments, that's the last answer to everything, pretty much.
But that's the thing, like, I read forums a lot, too much, and I've seen the comments and stuff saying how we win because of certain stuff, like because other teams are saving strategies and stuff like that. And that's why at TI3 we're here to prove that we're doing, our best.
Yeah, that's the thing about TI3. If you lose here, then everything you've done previously doesn't matter.
And if you win here, there's no excuse for like anyone else, because this is the tournament that everyone has been training for. If you lose, fans can say like, oh, you're saving strat for TI4 and stuff like that.
Now I want to know some things about the players. So give me. So who? Well, I'll ask some easy ones. Who is the most? Who's the most macho out of everyone?
Really macho, or like I'm macho? Well,
whatever.
Loda is like, I'm the spiritual leader of the team, which he is. To say like really manly, it'd be Bulldog, just because he looks like a bulldog.
Okay. Who is the pickiest eater?
Pickiest eater, Bulldog.
What does he eat?
Anything that's Western.
So he's not picky.
Well, okay, to talk about eating, Ake doesn't eat chicken, banana, or nuts. EGM doesn't eat vegetables or seafood.
He doesn't eat vegetables, just in general. He just never eats them.
Yeah, just he tends to avoid them. Bulldog doesn't eat anything spicy. So when I cooked in a team house, I sometimes cook like 2 different sets of food for everyone. So
you're so nice. Do you feel like a mom?
Very much so. I would say that I'm more like a mom than manager, because like my role in the team, I always, obviously that I don't get involved with anything in-game, but I help with like emotionally, mentally, preparation, making sure that they don't get sick in tournaments. Like this morning I just went to buy vitamins, and maybe half of it is gone because the China teams came and asked me for it as well, which is really important. Like people underrate the importance of a manager just because there's someone to take care of you. It's not like in StarCraft 2 where if you're hungry, you can get like your teammate to go get it for you because you have no games. But if they're hungry, or if they need something, they can't just ask like, hey, Bulldog, go get something for me, because they have to play together. And also, you have to deal with the fact that, like, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who out of the 5 of them is the best with women?
Best with women? Okay, Bulldog is going to kill me for saying this, but he's been getting quite a lot of chicks recently. Like a lot of girls have been very into him.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's a big burly guy.
Yeah. Loda is really good with girls. Ake has a girlfriend, so he's been with his girlfriend for like 10 years now. A lot of girls like S4, but he's just like, no, like he just wants to be
so focused.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I think, like, to be honest, I think currently S4 is like the most female fans. That's the thing. And almost like every week a girl would message me and go like, does S4 has a girlfriend? Does S4 has a girlfriend? You know, all the girls want to know that, but you know,
sell his phone number for a lot of money
on the market. Girls, go ahead and message him. I'm all up for it.
Yeah, he likes playing Dota in his free time.
Yes.
I asked him what he does in his free time, and all he does is play.
Yeah, but that's true. Like, he plays CS:GO as well.
Okay. All right. Which one of them, other than Bulldog, would win in a fight?
Would win in a fight?
They all fought.
Wow, this is really hard. None, I guess.
None?
They don't really have time to work out much. I would say maybe EGM.
He's the strongest?
He's like the smallest, but he's really quick, and he's quite like sneaky sometimes, so he could beat you that way.
He would scratch out your eyes.
Yeah, and he's really good at juking, as you can see, so he would be like, you know.
Okay. All right. You guys had some flight issues getting here. What was it like overcoming that? And does a team ever get distracted or frustrated about things like that, or are they just really focused all the time?
The thing was like when we were at the airport in Sweden, they didn't want to issue us a ticket to US, and we kind of already expected that there would be a problem. So we're prepared for it a little bit. But then we got to the airport, and they went like, okay, stand here. And 1 hour later, when we were trying to check in, they went like, the flights are full, it's overbooked and stuff like that. And they were really annoyed with it. More of it with the fact that, with the waiting and stuff, they could have just told us that we couldn't do it. But other than that, as you can see from their game, composure and stuff, they don't really get affected by much things. And yeah, they did get frustrated, but I guess that's what I'm there for them to whine to.
Do they ever get really mad at you? Do you have to like force them to do things like chores or media stuff or sponsor plugs, and they just get really frustrated, or do they just basically listen to you?
They just listen to me.
That's good. You got controls over them. Yeah. How did you get like that? Or are they just all super nice guys?
Like, the thing is, in a team, we try to build it like a family instead of just like a team. So everyone really respects each other. They know that I wouldn't ask them to do something just because it's for like the sponsors or anything. Like, they understand that doing things for sponsors also means that, we'll get more support next time. Maybe other sponsors will see that we are doing so much for our sponsors, so they will want to sponsor us as well. So they think really far ahead. Like, I try to explain to them and stuff like that. And after I did it like one time, they just always did it when it comes in regard to sponsors. As for chores, I have to say, like, I'm super lucky because they're not gross. I've lived in like the Gome house, and I went to a couple of few.
Are you serious? Because all pro gamers are gross.
Yeah.
They're not?
They're not at all.
You make alliance management sound super easy. I'm kidding. I know managing is difficult. Okay, so let's talk about you a little bit. You had a lot of jobs. I know you used to work for On3D. You used to do GOM TV casting even. What have you learned from all those that help you, do your job right now?
I actually learned to grow a lot as a person ever since I was like a public personality and I did casting and stuff. Like, I just learned to accept the fact that I might not be good at things that I want to do. Example, casting. I really love casting. I could do casting any day if I had the opportunity to. But I realized that, number one, I don't have like the best accent and stuff like that.
Whoa, hold on. It's not the best accent. Yeah. There's no best accent. Okay, let's admit the British accent's the best accent. Yeah. But okay, go ahead.
Like, I don't have like the accent or voice needed for casting, so I learned to let that go. I learned how to deal with criticism a lot. I handled it really badly when I just started casting because I was young, and it really helped me a lot to grow up and stuff. And I think
you got criticism? A little bit.
Honestly, I'm quite thankful that I did because I learned it the hard way, but it helped me a lot in life, like how to deal with hard situations. That's why I can manhandle the boys. So thanks guys.
I gotta say, that thread was like the hardest to moderate out of any thread on TL, I gotta say.
I think you probably banned like the most person in the thread.
Yeah, it was like 200 pages of like just, God, it was just so awful. But it takes a lot of ability to do that and still be able to read forums, because a lot of casters, they just stopped reading forums altogether.
And that was also my bad. Like, I probably shouldn't have like really replied, or actually, I was overly defensive, like I admit that, and I wasn't really experienced enough at that point of time. But people didn't understand that, Tasters and Artoses really needed a break. Nobody else ever helped them take over the jobs, and they really needed someone to help them, and I was just like the first who did it. That's why I understand that I got the most criticism, partly because like of my accent, and also because I was the first person to go in and do it after them, and they were really big shoes to fill. You could never do it.
And what did people really want you to say? Like, you obviously, if GOM's like, hey, do you want to cast? You're obviously gonna be like, sure, I'm gonna cast. Then you're not gonna be like, well, maybe I'll do that some other time. So I mean, I don't think anyone really blames you. It's just people on the internet get a little excited about things.
I think I was like more shocked than anyone when they emailed me and go like, yeah, you can come to Korea like next week. I was like, what? I didn't believe it because I knew a lot of people who have applied. There were casters who eventually got bigger, like Haldor and the rest and stuff like that. But it was a great opportunity, and it helped me like kind of break into the scene a bit, and I got the job at Own 3D maybe like half a year later and stuff like that. And I really loved my job then, like working with Own 3D, because my bosses were really great. It didn't work out in the end because of some like corporate issues and stuff, but it was a great experience. It was a great job, and I think we helped a lot of gamers like break into streaming and making money. And we had a really good competition with Twitch, and that was the thing, like, because we were always challenging each other, then streaming just got better and better and better until the day it is now. So that was great.
Okay, back to Alliance. You guys have 3 sponsors, but they're all green. Are you guys only looking for green sponsors? People ask that a lot, probably, right?
If I had to make a prediction, I would be thinking of a green sponsor as well. Maybe like, what's green? What's green in
Mountain Dew.
But we have Monster, so I don't know. The way the team is like, I think we're kind of like TL. We prefer quality over quantity, so we pick pretty cool sponsors like you guys.
Thank you.
Fun fact, by the way, I tried to sign the boys to TL before I tried to sign them to the current team, but it didn't work out.
Long time ago?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so I don't want to keep you too long. I know that Alliance is playing right now. You probably want to watch. So you know what we do at the end of every interview, right?
Yes, I'm extremely excited and scared at the same time. I'm thinking it's Papa John's Pizza, but
Well, okay, first let's do your sponsor shout out, so that, because I was doing it after the gift, but then I realized that people really wanted to see the gift. That's all they really care about, even though it's like kind of a random item. So do your sponsor shout outs first.
Shout out to Monster, XMG, and Razer. And just to tell you this, Hobbit said that my gift is really special, but I bet he says that to all the girls. So
yeah,
let's see.
That, I mean, I do say that to everyone, but yours really is. I put a lot of work into it. I made it myself.
Can I look?
Yeah, but you got to show the camera too.
Okay. Should I show everyone first, because you guys are more important?
Well, no. You look at it first.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so suspicious. I knew it.
What?
This is the best present ever.
I know. It's like 2 sponsor shout-outs. You can't beat that.
If I didn't have like a boyfriend, I would give Hobbit a kiss, but
I know.
guys,
it's just too bad.
Shout out to Monster Energy.
I can't disrupt Alliance like that. You guys need to do well.
Shout out to Team Liquid as well. I really love TL, so.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's good.
You gonna drink that?
Sorry if I ramble a bit.
Nah, it's fine.